Hello everybody and welcome to a new live poker video. Today we are speaking about the most interesting thing about poker, which is money. The question I will try to answer in this video is how much you can really earn by playing poker based on my own experience, and I will show you all the numbers about my database. But the reason why I created this video is because I think having realistic expectations is the number one tilt preventing factor. And what I want to say is that if you expect to win more than you realistically can in the stake you're playing, just two things can happen. First, you can run good, win as much as you expect, but then you will elude yourself that this is the standard, and when the good run will finish, you will be really pissed, and it's going to be very difficult. And trust me, good run will finish sooner or later. Or what can happen is that you will not run good and reality will punch you directly in the face from the very beginning, and you will maybe tilt, you will rage quit poker and things like this. Before speaking about the numbers, I think it is important to make it clear what really matters when you measure your profit, how you should measure your profit. A lot of people are focused on big blinds per 100. I always hear, how many big blinds per 100 should I have? What is a good win rate? With how many big blinds per 100 should I move up? And things like this. No, let apart big blinds per 100. Big blinds per 100 are one of the most pointless stats you can have in your database, whatever. And I will show you also why. What I think is more important is measuring eventually your dollars per hour or euro per hour if you play in euro. Now let's begin this shitstorm on big blinds per 100. So why do I think that they are a pointless value? Well, I do it for many reasons. First of all, it is highly inaccurate and it is super influenced by variance, even on a relatively high sample. Imagine a sample that you think it might be good to measure big blinds per 100, let's say 200k hands. I don't think is enough personally, but assume you think 200k hands are enough to measure big blinds per 100. And what is going to happen is that first, if in these 200k hands you have a big downswing just for the run, like 20-30 buy-ins downswing, which is more common than you think maybe, this is going to have a huge impact on big blinds per 100. It's going to ruin your big blinds per 100 and it may demotivate you to continue, which is of course a bad thing. Secondly, I think the way you measure the big blinds per 100 is simply biased, in the sense that in these 200k hands, you will take some time to make these 200k hands, let's say, and the first 10k hands you play in these 200k hands are going to play it in a certain way by you and in a certain field. If you compare these first 10k hands of this sample with the last 10k hands of this sample, what is going to happen is that your game changed. You probably improved. Your mindset may have changed. Maybe you were tilting less or more, who knows? But also the field may have changed. Maybe there is one new regular who is very strong and is going to damage your win rate. Or maybe there is one of these good regulars moved up in stake and now the field is a bit better, rising your theoretical big blinds per 100. And as you see, it's pointless to measure your big blinds per 100 because let's say the factors that influence them are constantly changing every session you play. So it's really not easy, if not impossible, to measure your big blinds per 100. It is something which describes the past, not the present. Second, it doesn't necessarily mean that having higher big blinds per 100 means more money. For example, it is much better to have 3 big blinds per 100 by 2 tabling than having 5 big blinds per 100 mono tabling if you speak about money. The mere value of big blinds per 100 also doesn't count for rakeback, which is a huge part of your profit as a professional poker player or semi-professional poker player. What I want to say is that it is much better to be usually a break-even player with a 50%, let's say a 0 big blinds per 100 player with a 50% rakeback deal, than to be a 3 big blinds per 100 player with no rakeback at all. So Rayback counts when you speak about money, and that's what we care again. Then I would say that another problem of big blinds per 100 is that they're not a direct measure of your skill. Your big blinds per 100 will vary from the field you play, the time of the day you play, how many tables you play, and how good you perform. What I want to say is that if I have 6 big blinds per 100 and you have 3 big blinds per 100, there is still not enough information to tell who of us is the better poker player, who knows poker better than the other, because you may have lower big blinds per 100 in the sample you're analyzing, but maybe you are playing at a tougher time of the day. Maybe you're playing more tables than me. Maybe you have a tilt problem, and even if I perform better, you are technically better than me. So it's you cannot measure your skill with your big blinds per 100 or compare it at least with somebody else. You play poker to make money. That's it. How much you earn per hour determines how successful you are in poker. Dan Bilzerian doesn't know shit about poker strategy, but if it is true that he won 50 million bucks or so by playing with whales in private games, well, he did a better job than all of us as a poker player. That's it, and that's why dollars or euros per hour is more important than big blinds per 100. Let's discuss about big blinds per 100 to people who have a weak ego to satisfy. So, how much can you earn by playing poker? Let's come to the point. First of all, I'm speaking about my personal experience and what I saw in my personal results. I consider myself a decent regular. I'm not a world-class player by any means, but I've done better than most in my stakes. So, coming to the result, I will show you this sample from my bankrollchallenge.com because for a simple reason. First, this gives me a way to show you my earnings on different stakes, even if, of course, every single sample is influenced by variance. But also it's on .com, which I think most of you guys play. So here you see the results in this sample. You see the net one per hour, and to this I will add the rakeback, which of course was not counted in the basic sample of net one per hour. You can see here that I will go stake by stake to give a look at how much you can expect to earn as a winning regular at the stakes, at least with my win rate, but again, we don't know our win rate, so it's a bit pointless to say that. And here is approximately how much I earned with rakeback in those Zoom tables. At an L10, I earned about 7.5 bucks per hour with rakeback. At an L25, $12 per hour. At an L50, $27. At an L100, $40 per hour. At an L200, $57 per hour. Now, if you multiply that number per the time you play on the week, or a month, or a year, then you get an idea of what you are looking at. Let's assume you play, for example, 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, and that makes it 30 hours. It means $225 per week at an L10, $360 per week at an L25, $810 at an L50, $1,200 at an L100, and $1,710 at an L200. This is weekly. If you consider it monthly, it's gonna be 945 at an L10, 1K.512 at an L25, 3,400 at an L50, 5,040 at an L100, and 7,000 bucks, a bit more, at an L200. And finally, let's count it yearly, which is the one you should consider the most because variance is huge if we consider it daily, weekly, or monthly. And yearly, we speak about $11,000 and 700 at an L10, $18,000, 750 at an L25, 42K at an L50, 62K at an L100, and about 89K at an L200. Again, a top reg can win more than that, someone weaker will earn less than that, and don't forget that the field counts. Someone weaker than me can earn more money than me in a better field or with a better routine. I mainly played Zoom tables in the afternoon, and that is as poor table selection as it can come. It's okay. I mean, I chose to sacrifice part of my profit to have a better life-work balance, but that's a poor decision if you just count poker and money. But I mean, it's not wrong. There is no right or wrong. Okay, it's about your priorities. But also, I didn't play 6 hours per day, but an average of 3 hours per day, and I was really never tired while playing, which definitely boosted my win rate. When you see this number again, don't forget that month by month variance is huge. The numbers I gave you is just an average by keeping this kind of win rate, but month by month you will see huge differences. Speaking about that, how frequently and how big I happen to lose as a winning regular. So session-wise, I literally counted them in all the sample I have, and I will show you on a chart the results I found. But to recap, considering an average of 733 hands per session, I won about 58.50% of the sessions I played. This still means that when I sit for a poker session, I still have a 41.5% chance of losing, and it's huge. But keep in mind also that it's not just about how frequently you win or lose. You may win 60% of your sessions or even more, but if you are a monkey tilting in the 40% sessions you lose, there are high chances you're still a losing player because the wins will not cover the losses. If this is your case, well, using a stop loss may help a lot. Now I'll give you other numbers which will help you understand how bad variance can influence the winning cycle of a winning regular. And in my last 2 years, I had 3 losing months, which of course they don't look too many, but it's still quite tough to go through them. So it's worse than it sounds like. And again, I may have run well, or maybe it was I was expected to lose 5 months. I don't know that, but that was it. 3 months I lost, and my biggest downswing lifetime. This one, I think it was about 60 buy-ins at an L100, and my longest break-even period, not counting rakeback, was 220k hands long. It's out of time. Luckily, when that happened, I was playing huge volume. It was the time of Supernova, so I was playing like 100k hands per month. But it's 220k hands are really a lot of time, and I didn't change anything on my game, nothing relevant. I was winning before, I kept winning later. So that's what I can tell you. Regarding my worst session ever, it was minus 16 stacks, even these at 100 in about 1 hour of play. And the funny part is that 13 of those 16 stacks were pure EV losses because this session, it wasn't a random session. I was playing, there was a huge maniac at the tables. I was playing with him and he was super lucky. I kept hitting hands, he kept having nothing, and he kept getting lucky when we were already all in. It was really sick. So to wrap this up a bit and to give you my final tips is that focus on the things that count when you play poker. Big blinds per 100 do not count a shit. Dollars per hour or euros per hour and the way you perform in this game is what matters the most. Secondly, microstakes, as you see, are not very profitable. Do not expect to live in West Europe or US and maintain yourself by playing an L25. It's simply not enough money. And also, do not compare the money you win at the table with the money you get maybe by working with a salary. It's completely different. It is much better to have 1.5k salary than to win 1.5k on average at the tables, because you have sick leave, you have vacations, you have pension. It's just better. You have probably less stress related to money, so do not compare that. If you play an L25, probably cannot maintain yourself in the richest parts of the world. Then understand that variance is a huge thing. The money you invest in poker are subject to huge fluctuations. Maybe not as much as investing in crypto, but you are definitely not investing in state bonds, and the month per month fluctuation may be very heavy. my suggestion is to focus on yearly profit rather than weekly, monthly, or so on. To finish it, I would say that if you learn to manage all the inevitable losses, you will have way bigger chances to be a winner in the long run and to be a successful poker player. That's one of the most important lessons you may learn. If you want to be a good winner, you need first to learn to become a good loser. I hope you enjoyed this video. I thought it would be longer, but I think that's a good thing because it means it will be more enjoyable if it's a bit shorter. I also take this opportunity to communicate that I just right now launched my Twitch channel that a lot of you asked about it. The name is De Kiranov. I will link it or show it on the video. And please, if you want, just follow even that. I will right now stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Rome time, around early afternoon. But I will make some adjustments. Thanks for watching, guys. It was a pleasure to make this video. See you next time.